Welcome to the first Dewey Evans Keeping It Real. I'm just a guy, middle-aged, who's trying to make my way through the world. I'm a tennis coach. I'm actually pretty good at it, but I've pivoted my business to doing video. When I first started it, my daughter's boyfriend at the time gave me a book for Christmas called Making Videos Which Don't Suck. If you've seen my personal videos, well, you might think, well, he never read that book. And the reality is, I didn't read that book. But my professional videos aren't terribly bad at this point in time. This just isn't one of them. At the end of this video, you might be saying, man, this dude just throwing himself a pity party. Like, what's that all about? Well, the reality is I'm not throwing myself a pity party. One of the things that I've decided to do is to restart a series that I call Main Street Stories, which is sharing stories of everyday people overcoming extraordinary odds to do extraordinary things. And while that's something that I feel is going to be beneficial to you, I also feel like it's important for me to share my story so that you know where I'm coming from. And reality is, while I've been really successful at a lot of things, I'm an absolute abject failure at many others. And I think part of what I'm doing with telling the stories at Main Street Stories is I'm looking for answers. While I'm trying to share those answers with you, I'm needing them in my own life. You know, I have some health challenges, right? We all do. I'm diabetic, and that has caused me some issues that are manageable, some that might someday, take me out. And I had a heart attack. Yep, I had a widowmaker heart attack a couple of years ago, 100% blockage, but it's not a major thing getting me right at the moment. So I have those things and I'm trying to figure it out. And then I'm trying to balance that with, well, how do I actually live my life, right? So last night, a couple days after Thanksgiving, somebody had said something about having turkey and stuffing and cranberry sauce sandwich. And I'm like, I haven't had one of those in years. So I had one. Not only did I have one, I had two. Guess what? It raised my blood sugar really high. I was up multiple times in the night having to use the restroom. Well, that's something that I have to deal with. But I also had to balance it with, well, I want to have a life and I want to enjoy my life. And then there are, other things that I'm just not really good at. I've not really been not ever really been good at managing my money. So I'm at a place where I live in a place that costs way too much money, and I haven't put away enough money to retire when I probably should have at this point in time. And then I figure, well, what am I going to do about that? Well, maybe I'm just going to work until the end. But that's just me keeping it real with you. Those are some challenges that I have. In the coming videos over weeks, over months, over years, I'm going to share more about those things in my life and more about relationships and relationships with people that in my past, relationships with my family, so my dad and my sister, as well as with my kids, and people I've had relationships with before. And I'll take you through what it's like being my age and being single, at least at this point in time, being single. And what is that like, and how hard is that? And is it something that I'm even prepared to do? Because honestly, I'm probably not a very good boyfriend or significant other. It's way too often been all about me, things being my way, and not being that partner that other people deserve. So there's going to be all of those challenges and more, and I'm going to share them right here because I think it's important that I be honest with you about me. And at the same time, it's being cathartic, right? So as I was thinking about doing this video, I was thinking about books that I've read and things that are important to me. And this one came across, Facing Your Giants by Max Lucado. And this is kind of the story of David and what happens, nevertheless. So David wasn't perfect, yet he slayed Goliath. He became a king. Yet he was not a perfect person. And I'm far from a perfect person. And I'm wanting to share this with you because let's be honest with you, there's way too many cat videos out there of people talking about they have a perfect life. Ain't nobody got a perfect life. Or if you do, God bless you, and I wish you all the best. But we can't try to live up to your standard, because one of the things that I know is comparison. So in a conversation the other day, I was talking about somebody being normal, right? And in the conversation, the person I was having the conversation with was like, yeah, but normal is comparative. So saying that you're normal is comparing you or someone else to other people. And that's not what we want to be doing. Life isn't a zero-sum game, so I'm good and you're not. Life is maybe about we should be comparing ourselves to Jesus, or comparing ourselves to something that we think of as the ideal, and not comparing ourselves or comparing other people, because that's just not a really great way to be. So I'm looking for my nevertheless, because I have my weaknesses, and I'm going to share my weaknesses everywhere. This isn't a pity party. I'm not like, oh, woe is me. I'm actually excited. I'm jacked up. Like, let's go. That's what this is going to be about. It's about embracing me, who I am, and taking that journey forward and sharing it with you.